Hey everybody, welcome to a very special episode. Today, doing a little shallow dive into me. For those of you who want to know a little bit more about me, what makes me tick, what I think is funny, what I think is stupid, I'll give you guys a quick rundown. You guys should get a good idea of what I'm like after this. So this video I'll be talking about myself, giving you guys a little bit about me, and in the next video I'll be discussing my wall, all the pictures that are up there, who's important to me. Well, obviously they're all important to me, that's why they're up on there. Okay, so let's do this. So, my name is Adam Barrasso. I was born on the 29th of April 1978. That makes me a Taurus, if you're into star signs and superstitions and that. You guys have met my immediate family, my mum, my dad, my sister. They were in the America's Got Talent, but here they are again. So here's my dad, Claude, my mum, Alice, and my sister Alina Gray. I know what happened there. Yeah, I do have two sisters. One has passed away, unfortunately. Danielle, she passed away, will be, it's 19 years? 20 years, I think. Somewhere around there. She died from a rare stomach cancer, and after that I went into a pretty deep depression. It was hard losing a family member, especially a sibling. It is hard. It takes a toll, but you learn to live with it. You don't get over it, you just learn to live with it. But they never leave, as long as you keep living together. Next up is my partner Jennifer Michelle. We met through the X-Files rewatch back in 2015 when the X-Files got revived. It did take a little while. It took about a year for us to officially get together, but yeah. Been together 7 years in December, and it has been fun. I do have a daughter, my daughter Isabel. She lives with her mother. That is a very complicated story that I really don't want to get into right now, especially on YouTube. I love my girl with everything I've got. Nothing I wouldn't do for her. She is my life. I miss her. And speaking of children, I've picked up another two with Jen. I guess best way to put it. Eric and Gemma. Gemma is 14 and Eric is 11. They are cool kids. I love them. Okay, growing up, I was born and raised in Mount Isa, Queensland, and yeah, I went to Healy State School there, and then went to high school, went to Mount Isa High, which I think is called Spinifex now. Why? And then in grade 10 due to some unforeseen circumstances. From grade 10 to 12, I was at Kalkadoon State High School, and that school has been renamed now. I think it's been renamed, so much as it's been ages since I've been home. Probably won't recognise the place when I go back. I became a DJ at the age of 10 with the old PYC blue light discos. Yeah, just a fate of chance. I got thrown in, I loved it, and I was DJing up until probably 10 years ago. I love DJing, I love music. It's one of the reasons I started this channel. Music is one of the few things that can just whip you back to a time. If you haven't heard a song in like 5, 10, 15 years, and you hear this song from out of nowhere, you are automatically taken back to when you first heard that song. And that is what I love about the power of music. And movies. Although movies are a bit trickier. Sometimes a movie can turn to shit if you don't watch it for a while. I've noticed that. There's a few movies back from when I was a kid I've tried watching after about 30 years. And it is hard. What I've found is that if you watch a movie consistently, so like every year, once a year, twice a year, whatever, that movie remains great. But certain movies, if you let it go for too long, you remember it being great, and you go back to watch it, and you're like, why did I find this funny? Why did I find this scary? Why did I find this fun? Like for me, a good example for me is The Gods Must Be Crazy. It's an Australian movie. It definitely wouldn't fly today. This guy in a plane is flying over and he throws a Coke bottle out the window, and this tribe finds it and they're bemuffled by it. Like, they don't know what it is. Like, what is this thing? What is this thing that the gods have given us? And I remember watching it as a kid, and it was hilarious. I remember cracking up laughing so hard. But then, probably about 15 years ago, I tried watching it again. I don't think I got half an hour into it and turned it off. I just ruined it. It was, so bad. So yeah, that's me in movies and music. I left Mount Isa in 97, moved down to Caboolture, the Sunshine Coast. Moved in with my sister. I was DJing for a little bit on and off there. Got a job at a club there. That club shut down. I met someone, got married, had Izzy, stuff happened. We broke up, and I actually became homeless for about 3 years. That was hard, tough. The rent was good. I had to find a sense of humour being on the streets. If I didn't find a sense of humour, I probably wouldn't be sitting here right now talking to you, because it is tough. But yeah, then 2015 came along. The X-Files, we found out, was finally getting revived, and on Twitter we had an X-Files rewatch where we watched one episode every day at the same time. So people around the world, all the files around the world. We could all tune in, watch the episode at the same time, tweet with everyone at the same time, and it was quite epic. It was 202 days of, 201 days. We had to double up for the movies and that. And that's where I met my partner Jen. She found me on Facebook. We conversed a little bit. We ended up meeting up, and I ended up moving down to Glen Innes, another small country town, pretty much full circle. Grew up in a country town, moved to a city, back to a country town. It's weird, I know. Then after being down here for a year, Jen and I made it official. We got together, and we are still together now. Okay, my top 3 favourite bands. I'm gonna go in the order that I like them, because I can't put them in first, second, third, because I love them all equally. Firstly was Australia's son, John Farnham. Some of you may have heard of him. He has a phenomenal voice. I love that guy. He is Australia's son. Secondly, Roxette. 1989, I think it was, when I first noticed them with the look. And yeah, I quite enjoyed that. And then the next few came out, Dress for Success, and Dangerous, and Listen to Your Heart. By the end of those 4 songs, I knew I had a favourite band. I love Roxette. I still love Roxette. I had all their albums, and 2019, Marie died. She was fighting cancer for a while there. She took a break, and she seemed to come good for a little bit there. But then the cancer came back, and unfortunately she was taken at the end of 2019. It was sad. And I never got to see Roxette live. I did have a chance, but I stuffed that up, being a kid. So, I did have another chance, but yeah, things with the wife at the time, and yeah, I couldn't make it. So, missed out on seeing them. And my third band is another band I will never get to see, is Linkin Park. Their music just... Like, growing up, I was never a big heavy metal fan. I liked some things. Nirvana, Metallica. I think that's about it. But yeah, Linkin Park's music just hit different. I don't know why, it just did. And from 2000 I was hooked from in the end. Then Chester passing in 2017, absolutely tragic. I was devastated. It took me like a good week, 2 weeks to fully, well, not fully, but get back to normal. Then I find this band Hybrid Theory the other week, and holy crap, it's like Linkin Park from another universe. Like, they sound and look so much like the boys. I can see why they're the ultimate tribute band. I'm definitely going to go and check these guys out when I can. Okay, my top 3 favourite TV shows. Coming in first, no question, no competition, X-Files. The X-Files, I love the X-Files. Ever since the 3rd episode, Tooms or Squeeze? Yeah, Squeeze was first. After that episode, I knew I'm watching this show every week. And I did, and I love it. I still love it. I still watch it. And a lot of you that love your horror shows, bloody whatever's out there, there's so much out there now. But all you guys, you really have the X-Files to thank. They really pushed the boundaries with what they did on their show. And yeah, they paved the way for all these other shows that are in now, that are on now. So, you guys are welcome. And we started the shipping thing. We pretty much popularised chat rooms because the internet was just coming into fruition for the public at that time, and every single week people would jump online as soon as that episode finished, and they would converse with others around the world or around the country. X-Files opened the doors for a lot of stuff, so you're welcome. Secondly, Seinfeld, the show that changed comedy forever. Obviously you guys have seen me in my Kramer shirt a couple of times. Yeah, the thing I loved about Seinfeld, and still do, is the comedy is real. Like, they're not forced like a lot of sitcoms, like, you know, you have to be set up for a joke. Jerry and Larry, they let the jokes flow normally. It was everyday life, everyday situations, and they found the humour in it. And that's why I think it was so popular, and still is popular today. Like, the subjects that they talk about, the subjects that Jerry jokes about, it's everyday stuff, and it's stuff everybody can relate to. You know, that's another reason why, like, some of the jokes have aged kind of badly, you know, due to time and progress and that. But a lot of the jokes, you know, they still reign true today. And if you look at some of the jokes in a different light, like in a different perspective, angle, whatever you want to call it, a joke back then is relatable for something today. Just depending how you look at it. And that is why I love Seinfeld, and that is why I will continue to love Seinfeld. Probably till the day I die. Thirdly, House. Dr. Gregory House. The sarcastic know-it-all. What was he? What do you call the people that... Diagnostician. Yeah. I have seen every episode of House. I have every season of House on Blu-ray. From the first episode, when this scene happened...
I was expecting you in my office 20 minutes ago.
Really? Well, that's odd, because I had no intention of being in your office 20 minutes ago.
You think we have nothing to talk about?
Just think of anything I'd be interested in.
I sign your paychecks.
I knew. This is my next show. X-Files had just finished. Supernatural had just started, and yeah, then House came along, spits out that one line, and I was hooked. It wasn't even a competition. My 3 favourite movies. First up, Fight the Future. It's X-Files, so that's always going to come in on top. Secondly is Judgment Night from 1993. So that's 30 years this year. Judgment Night, I feel, is a very underrated movie. It is a great cat and mouse thriller. And like, it's just a bunch of guys go into a boxing match, take a wrong turn, witness a murder, spend the night running for your life. Like, it was good. It is very underrated, and if you guys haven't seen it, I highly suggest you check it out. Still holds up quite good today. The cast, the lineup is mind-boggling. You've got Emilio Estevez, you got Cuba Gooding Jr., you got Jeremy Piven, you got Stephen Dorff, you got Dennis Leary, you got Peter Green. Oh, and that's just who I can remember off the top of my head. This movie I have seen probably the most. I've seen this movie over 500 times. I kid you not, I kept count as a teenager. 500 times I have seen this movie. I love it that much. I haven't even seen the X-Files that much. Probably because it's only 5 years difference. And thirdly, the Die Hard franchise. I love the I love the Die Hard franchise. I love all of them, all 5, even the last one. I know it gets a lot of shit, but I like it. You know, it's a fun 2 hours. You just sit back, let John McClane try and weasel his way out of the shit that he's gotten himself into again. I love it. Very sad about Bruce Willis, with what's happening with him right now. Celebrity deaths with any kind of death, because we know it's coming. We can't sugarcoat it. Even though you know it's coming, you know, it still takes a hit. It's still hard. It doesn't make it any easier. You'd think it would, but it doesn't. Okay, my top 5 X-Files episodes. Alright, so how do I say this? With the arc episodes, I'm going to count them as 1, or else I'm just going to run out of room. So number 5 is Clyde Bruckman's Final Repose. Peter Boyle in this episode, he was good. It was a good episode. I loved it when the X-Files could be scary and funny at the same time. Like, that show was able to walk that balance, and Final Repose, I think, was a good demonstration of the scares and yet the humour and heart that the show can have at the same time. Number 4 is from season 6, The Ghosts Who Stole Christmas. Great Christmas episode. I watch it every Christmas Eve, along with Die Hard and The Ref. I have my yearly list. It's a great episode. Simple and yet entertaining. Number 3 is Dreamland 1 and 2. That was an hysterical episode, that one. It seeing Mulder talk about your fish out of water scenarios. What sucked was that he finally got access to Area 51. He finally got access to the answers that he wanted. And then everything got reset and he had to forget everything. No, they were good. Number 2 is probably, I think, a big fan favourite, Home. The episode that was banned from TV for like 5 years, I think it was, or something, 6 years, before they eventually replayed it again at Halloween. Those who have seen Home will know why. And those who don't, well, I mean, I guess you think about it, it's pretty tame by today's standards, but yeah, back in 1996, they loved pushing the boundaries. They loved seeing what they could get away with, and yeah, and they actually had to change the episode and turn it down. And my number 1 has to be, it's no question, Anasazi Blessing Way Paperclip. Those episodes were like the pinnacle of the X-Files. Like, so much was revealed, and so many questions were posed at the same time. And Paperclip has the best line in the entire show. Check it.
Ever wondered what it would be like to die in a plane crash? A botulism? Even a heart attack's not uncommon for a man your age. I think I'm bluffing.
I'm not finished yet.
Albert? Yet a Belagana. What is this?
This is where you pucker up and kiss my ass.
My favourite foods would have to be, straight out of the gate, nachos. Corn chips, meat, salsa, cheese, sour cream, guacamole, blah, 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 give it to me.
Get in my belly!
I love nachos. I love, well, pretty much anything Mexican, but nachos would have to be at the top. Secondly, carbonara. Especially a nice creamy garlic chicken carbonara. And thirdly, I would have to say cottage pie. Yeah, it was hard picking the third one. I love the cottage pie. So that's my top 3 foods. So why did I start this reaction channel? Well, I've often asked myself the same thing, because I used to give shit about Gogglebox. But, you know, I came to understand it. You know, especially me, like, I'm a person, I love watching reactions. Like, growing up, I used to be a real asshole. And the main reason was to get reactions. Like, I loved seeing people react. You know, whether they were offended or shocked or thought it was funny or, you know, whatever. I love the reactions. So I thought, you know, let's do it with you guys. I've also kind of fallen by the wayside in my aging years. Kind of fallen out with the music scene and what's big and popular in the movies and on TV, like TV shows and stuff. Yeah, I thought this would be a good way to broaden my horizons, if you will. I think it's safe to say that I've done that. Like Dimash, Diana, voice play, Isolating Kills, Kim Dracula, who I found out is an Aussie. So, go on. Bottom line, that's why I started this channel. You know, expand my horizons and my tastes and stuff. Because I can guarantee you, if I had just stuck through my normal life, I would not have heard of Dimash or Diana or Isolating Kills or any of them. And for that, I have you guys to thank, because you guys have recommended all this stuff for me, so thank you. And thank you for broadening my horizons. Why did I decide to put the facts in? Because I did. No, well, I mean, honestly, like, there are a lot of reaction channels on YouTube. Let's be honest, there are a lot. You know, some are music, some are movies, some are both. And, you know, I wanted to try and stand out a little bit. You know, do something a little bit different, other than just sitting there watching me react. So, yeah, I spend a day doing research, finding out what I can, where I can, and I will triple check on different sites for information, but I will only take information from one site. But I do triple check just to be sure that the information I'm putting out there is correct, and if anything I say is incorrect, please let me know. It's the only way I'm going to learn. Okay guys, thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you for joining me till the end of the video. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, take care, keep being awesome. Bye.